Oh my goodness. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action. Stampede Dinosaurs, as I pretty much always play them on Arena, in Explorer. And again, as always, I would take this down to my local game store, Pioneer, anywhere. Happy to do so. We'll get into a rough overview of the list, even though I did do a lovely long primer a couple days ago, a few days ago, a week ago. But yes, I added in a sweeper tonight. Hidetsugu Consumes All. Dinosaurs are going to consume pretty much all opponents, I would imagine. My oh my, hopefully everybody's having a good night, good morning, evening, afternoon, probably morning, because again, as usual, most of you are probably asleep at the time I'm doing this. Okay, big enough, small enough? Okay, that's probably good enough. All right, straight to the sweeper, the thumbnail's sake. Hidetsugu Consumes All. Why am I using this? Does it make sense? Certainly makes sense if you're perhaps a little bit of a slower deck, if you can make these colors work, and we'll get into why exactly I can make it work. I might sprinkle it in, update the mana base a little. All right, we play this on turn 3. That's the aim, the name of the game, to take out aggro, specifically Gruul aggro or mono red aggro. A lot of those creatures have a mana value of 1. The Soulscar Mage, Monastery Swiftspear, and Kumano as well. Whether it is an enchantment or the creature itself is just boom, all that stuff gone. We only have to really worry about the Slick Shot show off. And then if we face any other sort of deck which has a lot of non-land permanents, not necessarily creatures, we take out artifact tokens, little artifacts that cost 1, treasures, enchantments, you get the idea. Quite nice indeed. And then the second mode, exiling all graveyards. Now this deck, Stampede Dinos, is pretty straightforward, very easy to take out Izzet Phoenix. It's not much of a problem. It's quite heavily favored for sure. But now with the second mode of exiling all graveyards, I have to imagine, Izzet Phoenix is, well, they're not going to like this. My oh my. Very, very exciting stuff. And the worst case scenario, we play this on turn 3. We're not destroying much, maybe 1 or 2 things. Eventually it flips into Vessel of the All-Consuming, a 3/3 trample. When it deals damage, put a 1/1 counter on it. And yeah, not even combat damage, which is quite nice. I thought that was combat damage, but when it deals damage, put a 1/1 counter on it. So if it blocks some small creature on the opponent's following turn, because he can't attack with this, it doesn't have haste, it just gets a little bit bigger. And when it deals damage to a player, if it's dealt 10 or more damage to a player this turn, they lose the game. If it's dealing 10, chances are I'm probably doing other big stuff, so we'll kind of forget about that a little bit. But it's a sweeper, eventually it's a creature, and then it just exiles all the graveyards. What more could you possibly ask for? And it's not like it hurts me too much. I have enough ramp, of course, that could be perhaps increased a little bit. But the mana base, the sources of black, the sources of red, to get to this, again, Stampede Dinos, the namesake, Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, getting to these big amounts of mana with Sunken Citadel, tapping for 2 of the chosen color. You get 2 Sunkens. You have 4 mana. Usually the first one is green, and that 4 mana goes into Castle Garenbrig, tapping for 6. Sylvan Scrying grabs more lands. Archdruids, as always. Many of you know this, but just in case you're scratching your head wondering how the heck does this happen, if you're new and you're wondering how could you make a black and a red work, here goes nothing. Sunken Citadel, that could enter. We could choose black if we're feeling desperate, if we sense it is an aggro matchup. Sunken Citadel tapping for 2 black still can go towards Castle Garenbrig's ability, 2 of any color. As long as the 2 other lands we have are green, maybe 2 forests potentially, that can be pretty straightforward there. It could be Ziatora's Proving Ground as well, which would give us our source of red. The Sunken chosen as black, and then another forest. We still have those 2 sources of green. We can still go with Castle Garenbrig. Stomping Ground could be the source of red. Overgrown Tomb if we want to see it. So it's quite nice indeed. The Sunken, technically, that's either a red or a black, whatever we need for Hidetsugu. Ziatora's is a red and a black, lovely stuff. Stomping and Overgrown. There is many ways to see those colors. And then of course Sylvan Scrying or Archdruids. We can simply grab and play one of those sources if we're desperate to do so. Maybe the first Sunken was chosen as green, the second one is black. Archdruid searches for potentially a Ziatora's Proving Ground if we already have Castle Garenbrig. But again, we get to big mana, base it around lands, and the opponent can't do a whole lot about that. And that's what I love. Lots of massive big creatures. It's a pretty fantastic game plan. Ghalta, as always, dropping all those big creatures, and Regisaur Alpha plus Palani's Hatcher, giving all creatures haste, other than Hidetsugu, of course, but because all the creatures in this list are dinosaur, fast, aggressive, beat up the opponent the best you can possibly do, and the best is the biggest, for me, at least. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. The sideboard, nothing too crazy. Path of Peril, actually. I'll probably switch that out for something else. Another sweeper that is cheap. Probably something for 4, but I want to see how it feels with Path of Peril. That's pretty much the best thing to sweep small stuff, small creatures. I might have to add a few more black sources, but the second black could be a little bit hard to come by. So put a pin in that in the back of our mind. Pick your poison though. Chances are would bring this in possibly against the Slick Shot decks to take out the Slick Shot show off, but it might get something that takes out a flyer at instant speed, makes the opponent sacrifice that. Name's on the tip of my tongue, but it's from Ixalan originally, I believe. 1 green instant speed, target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Whew. It's very rare that I have to have the opponent sacrifice an artifact or an enchantment. Mostly it is in there for sacrificing flying stuff. And again, Hidetsugu could take out a problem artifact or enchantment with a mana value of 1. Some of the problem ones are 2, so we'll keep that in mind as well. Extinction Event, exile mono green devotion completely, pretty much. That's the main idea, because mono green devotion, they're creatures in that deck. A lot of them are odd, and sometimes it can be a one-sided sweeper, so that's why that's in there. Tranquil Throwback as well. Well, that's just general. I probably don't need this, of course, because Hidetsugu exiling all graveyards. Tranquil Throwback, yeah. We'll see. I'm going to spruce up the sideboard a little bit, but I wanted to jump right into it. Do deadly, devastating damage. And if I shore up the aggro matchup, it's going to be pretty painful stuff. Well, I'm not really scared about anything. I love playing dinosaurs. I have only ever played them, as many of you know, and I'll just keep at it, make it better and better, figure out the best thing that I can add that doesn't take away from the overall game plan. I wouldn't want to make it weaker. It's already pretty darn powerful. Either making it more consistent, helping in a particular matchup, but Hidetsugu Consumes All, doing a couple different things is quite nice. A lot of value there for sure. Hey, I at least have something that can take out really small stuff, and that does make me feel very comfortable going into game 1. And again, at least eventually I would get the 3/3. I like that hand, very, very nice. Of course, 3 Ziatoras. Okay, wow, we got mono green devotion. Could be interesting. Hopefully they don't drop Nykthos next turn, because they would be able to make 4 or 5. Oh boy. Gonna go turn 2 Cavalier of Thorns. Oh, another Leyline. Well, it might just be dead. Hidetsugu, of course, is not going to be doing a whole lot against this. We'll see. You know, they had a fantastic start. Nykthos is only tapping for 9 mana. It could be bad, but they could be barfing a lot this turn. We'll see. Probably play another Nykthos in their hand. Oh, they don't. Okay. Oh, the good old Storm the Festival. Hopefully they don't get Kiora. That would be quite problematic. Or another Outcaster trade. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that tends to do the trick. Mono green. Okay, they're land for the turn. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we're not winning that one. I could have Damping Sphere. Of course, Damping Sphere, an artifact for 2. If a land would tap for more than 1 mana, it produces 1 colorless instead. But Damping Sphere hurts this deck. Lands myself that I have. Tapping for more than 1 mana, it really just, it hurts me too much. Misty, things are going well. Hopefully, things are going well for you. Well, not necessarily too well against Mono Green Devotion. Of course, it is very straightforward. Hidetsugu, that's not really helping me in this matchup. And like I mentioned, Extinction Event. Mono Green Devotion's creatures almost exclusively odd. There is the Ulvenwald Horror, Ulvenwald Oddity. It is an even mana value, but other than that, it's pretty much all of their stuff odd. So if they pop off and they don't get that thing, it has the ability to transform and give all their creatures +1/+1 haste and trample. But yeah, if they don't do that and they only play a bunch of things without haste, we could sweep them with an Extinction Event on the following turn. That is the plan at the moment, usually. Just going to be a rough matchup. Taking out multiple enchantments possibly could... Oh, okay, well... oh boy, they got the ley line. Okay. Is it going to be basically the same scenario? Turn of events. Keeping that hand, I am quite happy with a Sunken and a Castle Garenbrig. Okay. Hoping that I draw a Commune to dig for a land, Sylvan Scrying to search for the next Sunken, or just a land itself, and then possibly Archdruid's Charm. I talked about the Ulvenwald Oddity, and that does it. The new Energy Dino Misty, I have not played it. I do think it is pretty fantastic, lovely potential, but well, I'll just let them play out their next turn. But that is definitely well, it's gonna do it for us, for this match at least, but we'll get into it. Oh, absolutely Misty, it is. I love the art for sure. I would want to probably change things up a little bit, go more towards the energy angle, play in Timeless, I believe it is. Yeah, pretty sure it's Timeless that it's legal on Arena. I don't know, would it change up dinos a little bit too much? Would I have to add in too many non-dino things that provide energy to elevate the potential of that dinosaur? Both, okay, Timeless and Historic, okay. I thought it wasn't legal in Historic, but I'll have to check that out, absolutely. Black or blue spells, I don't play much black or blue, so... Oh, red and green, fantastic. We're probably going to be completing this quest in the next match, I hope. Hopefully it's a little bit better than... well, hopefully it's not back-to-back Mono Green Devotion. More of a... Okay, Timeless, absolutely. It does have so many options, but again, there's not a whole lot that would make what I'm doing here so incredibly crazy. Maybe there is one particular addition that would just elevate this particular game plan. This hand, though, quite a bit better. One castle and a commune, boom. Search for the second land, Sylvan Scrying, searches for Sunken, and all of a sudden, the opponent's chances may have sunken. But I did start with Historic. Before Explorer was even a thing on Arena, it was Historic all the time. It was pretty crazy, but Historic certainly has gotten quite a bit crazier since I last played it, and Timeless as well. I would have to change things up quite a bit, I think, just because there's all kinds of painful stuff, more painful stuff. Oh boy. Is it Angels? I think this could be Selesnya Angels. Auras. Auras is very interesting. Oh, there's that Sunken Citadel. Look what we got. This is Actually, quite nice indeed. Hopefully it's another Sunken Citadel on... Oh, yeah, okay. This is... I'm liking our chances here. Now, of course, with an Auras deck, which appears to be Selesnya, green and white, they can make things big. Really big, really fast, and it could be... Oh, man, that's going to be rough. So, Light Pause, pretty fantastic. Whenever an aura enters the battlefield under their control, if they cast it, they can search their library for an aura with mana value less than or equal to it and put it on, and then SRAM whenever they cast an aura, they draw a card. It is painful. Very, very painful. At the very least, I can play Vaultborn Tyrant next turn. We might be able to get a win. This Aura's opponent is not quite as fast as some could be. Grab a forest, just in case. Again, I'm probably playing Vaultborn, but it's definitely leaning towards Vaultborn. Wow, they haven't done much. Okay, well, now they might just be dead. I want to make sure and increase the chance that I could see something with haste. One of the 4 Palani's Hatchers or Regisaur Alpha. At the very least, to play a big thing, and I increase the potential of Ghalta next turn. When Ghalta enters... wow. Sometimes you just gotta talk about the card and you get it. I love it when that happens. Hashtag pre-recorded right there. I don't think we're quite dead. They're not dealing 17, and we have a 6/6 Vaultborn that can block Light Pause. Of course, Light Pause could get quite big. Various auras giving trample, flying in particular. I am quite worried about the potential of Light Pause to get flying. I can't block it, but again, I don't think Light Pause is going to get to 17. Well, it would have to be 15 or so. But they do have to deal... They have to kill us this turn or else they're dead next turn, which is pretty fantastic, well, knowing that we're going to get them.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
The opponent's taking a long time to decide what aura to attach to their creature, but maybe they're trying to call an ambulance. They want it here as soon as possible, and it's not going to get there. I don't think. Maybe they are a little bit flustered since it seems like they stumbled in the early game there, just playing their creatures and not having a whole lot of... Oh, well, that's not too bad. 5. Really? Is that it? Okay, well... Oh, Regisaur Alpha to boot. Okay, well, we know they don't have counter spells. Oh, maybe they have something sneaky up their sleeve. Containment Priest. Okay, all right. Huh. I guess tends to do the trick. There you go.
Ruthless aggression.
That's a lot of life. 30, my goodness. Phew. But again, they stumbled a little bit. This is a very explosive deck that we're facing. And as I mentioned, it could get flying with Griff's Boon. Painful. Quite painful. And we'll leave the eggs behind just in case. Of course, I do like to attack with the eggs just as a fun sort of way to send a message. Of course, I could power up the eggs themselves. Colossification, I believe it is. Making the egg a 20-21. Oh, lovely stuff. Hidetsugu, well, that could be quite nice. A lot of enchantments this particular deck are costing 1. Audacity is 1. Griff's Boon is 1. Skrelv is 1. So could Hidetsugu be good enough? Yeah, maybe. Of course, I want to just straight up take out creatures with a mana value 2 or less, or 3 or less. Path of Peril, I think it's going to be a little bit better. We'll work towards 2 sources of black. We'll see how it goes. Do I like Pick Your Poison now? Commander Crane, if you're watching. Pick Your Poison, use that to take out one of the creatures when it's big, when Grisboon is on it. I saw that, so we'll see. Of course, making them sacrifice an enchantment when they have so many is not going to be doing a whole lot. They just might not get Griff's Boon or perhaps something else to give flying onto it. Actually, Extinction Event probably would be quite a bit better, come to think of it. Yeah, we're going Extinction Event instead. The big stuff, the things that they will attach the auras to, likely are a mana value of 2. Light Paws, SRAM. So I think Extinction Event is... well, that is actually interesting. Wow. 3 Ziatora's Proving Grounds, and the previous match against Mono Green. 3. I mean, I have my Source of Black, that's for sure, but I want something a little bit better. Well, that's definitely better. It's basically perfect. We're looking at potentially 5 lands. Commune with Dinosaurs doesn't necessarily have to grab one, but we'll send Regisaur to the bottom. We have so many big creatures, lovely. I want to make sure I hit my land drops and get to Extinction Event as soon as possible. We could go Sylvan Scrying. Chances are I'm going to do that, depending what I draw next turn. It could be Sunken Citadel, which I would play for the turn. Absolutely. Oh, another Sylvan Scrying. Okay. You know what? I have a good feeling that there is going to be a Sunken somewhere there. Ooh, no Sunken, but Castle Garenbrig, it is part of the package that we need, so we'll get it down. And again, our Source of Black. So many chances to see it, and so easy with Extinction Event. We only need 1 black. We don't even need any green to play it, so that is nice indeed. It might be too little too late. We'll see how big SRAM gets, but SRAM is going to go away, and there's no way to save it, which is quite nice. Makes me feel good. Sylvan Scrying, don't play Cavern. We want Sunken Citadel to be our land for the turn. It always enters tapped. We have nothing for 1 mana. We don't have to search for a land that enters untapped that turn. Boom, just Sylvan Scrying, Sunken for the turn. We could make 6 next turn, but again, we're looking to Extinction Event and get SRAM out of there. I hope. Okay, not too bad. Will they put some more enchantments on SRAM? I don't think so, because it would have just gotten quite a bit bigger. But SRAM is gone. Poof. Even. Make sure I choose the right mode. Even. I've misclicked before. I've been so excited to exile a particular mana value, odd or even, that I choose the wrong one. Even? Yes. SRAM is even. Okay. There we go. Hopefully we bought ourselves enough time. I think that could be a decent chance. Perhaps. Oh, this is good. This is very good.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
And now, oh look, Sylvan to grab another Sunken to play it for the turn. And we'll do another Sylvan Scrying. We don't need the land that Sylvan Scrying is going to grab at all, but we might as well thin the deck and ever so slightly increase the chances of seeing something we actually want. Well, they're dead. I think. Hopefully. Cross your fingers. We're going to be gaining a lot of life. At the very least, we're going to be swinging for 16 with the 2 Tyrranax Rexes that I'm about to drop, gaining 9 life, drawing 3 cards with the Vaultborn triggers. And we could also just top deck something big, which everything is big.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic. This is
Ruthless aggression.
What do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new.
Oh. Ooh. No chance. Oh my goodness. Hey, Extinction Event did the trick. Pretty straightforward right there. You die. Man. I don't remember the last time I put 3 T-Rexes onto the battlefield, but if you're going to put lots of creatures on the battlefield, make all your creatures big. So it's always good. It's the best it can possibly be whenever you do the thing that you're trying to do. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm quite happy about that. Taking down Selesnya Auras, my oh my. All right. Moving on to the next one. Revenge, I guess, for that loss against Mono Green. But kind of interesting, bringing in Extinction Event for both matchups. And it definitely saved us. Big time. Now, they could have put some of those enchantments on a creature that cost 1. Either way, exiling whatever we needed to get that creature just gone. And buy enough time. Very, very nice indeed. And they can't save it because Extinction Event is not targeting a creature. Even if it takes out 1, I don't care. If it means I win the match, boom, there you go. Fine by me. And that hand is more than fine. We're going to be making... Okay. Oh, darn. You know what the opponent can't discard with Thought Seizes lands. And we're getting there. Just lovely stuff. Yeah, you know what, Sylvan Scrying. Take the 2, Sylvan Scrying, search for the second Sunken, which is going to be our land for next turn. We want to supercharge. We want to go as fast as possible, make as much as possible, as soon as possible. Of course, it could be Vein Ripper right now, which would be rough. If it's not Vein Ripper, turn 3, off of Sorin Imperious Bloodlord, -3 to put a vampire from their hand. Oh, well, that is why you use Sylvan Scrying. Now, of course, keep in mind, I have 2 Ziatora's Proving Grounds, which always enter tapped. But I knew, turn Sylvan Scrying into a land. Turn it into something that they can't get rid of. Ziatora's Proving Ground, we're going to cycle that for 3. Sunken Citadel, the 2 mana for a land with an activated ability. That goes into Ziatora's, which is quite nice indeed. We don't need it now, which is lovely stuff. So try for something a little bit better. See what they do here. And hey, I'm about to be able to play basically anything. The opponent is on a very scary clock, that's for sure. Put a stop at the end of the turn just so I don't miss cycling it. Not that it makes a big difference. Alright, something good. It's all good pretty much, and I only have 20 lands. Let's hope okay, that's pretty good. Oh, I like a Commune. Yeah, I'm going with... Well, technically I need a land that enters untapped next turn. We'll see what Commune gets. I don't think the opponent can kill us next turn. 6, 8. Oh, they almost can. Oh, well, we'll just go with Carnage Tyrant then. That's what we'll do. That might be okay. Hopefully enough to save us. Of course, we could have to sacrifice it with Sheoldred's Edict. Crossing my fingers that's not the case, but yeah, we'll see. Had to play something. Mutavault would have been a creature. 2/2 A's. Well, not quite dead. Almost dead. Yeah, Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh boy, if it's a land untapped, they may die. Land untapped. Oh boy. Oh. Well, not quite. Not quite, but keep in mind, we can play Palani's Hatcher. Ziatora's Proving Ground for the turn. Absolutely. Okay, I like that. Big time. We now have 4 creatures to block. The opponent has 3. Technically, For with Mutavault, we just have to wait. Just wait. Leave everybody behind. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. No Vein Ripper, don't do it. They can only make 5 mana. Vein Ripper costs 6. They might have it in hand. They might be held off of playing that. I could see Blood Tithe Harvester 1 or 2 being sacrificed to take somebody out. But I think we should be possibly okay. Interest. Oh my. Oh my. They're dead. They're dead. They're dead.
It's a rescue operation and it's leaving right now.
Dang! Oh!
I think they're dead. Oh, that's how you do it. We might be safe here, folks. I don't know. Boom. Is it lethal? I think it is. Yes, yeah. Oh.
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
Oh, shucks. Darn. Got the job done again. Very straightforward here. Hidetsugu, I want something good against aggro in game 1. If I'm just so helpless, if I have nothing that really helps against aggro, it's going to be rough. They win game 1, maybe I win game 2, and then they're on the play on game 3, and aggro on the play is not a fun day. But that's alright. Hidetsugu, straightforward, not helping in vampires. Pick a poison. Now that helps in vampires. Extinction Event maybe could be possibly a little bit better. We take out Vein Ripper, no death trigger. Blood Tithe Harvesters, the Goblin tokens, pretty much, basically the entire deck, other than Preacher of the Schism. You know what, we're going to go with Extinction Event. Yeah, I like Extinction Event instead. If they go turn 3 Vein Ripper, we still might be safe. Turn 4 Vein Ripper, definitely I would feel quite comfortable. Of course, Thoughtseize is potentially going to see the Extinction Event, and they might not like it, and they might get rid of it. But hey, there you go. Almost dead, but not. Going down to 3. Golly gee. Now they must be pretty mad about that. Oh, that's basically the same. That's like the starting hands. Again, Thoughtseize is, well, it's not going to do much. If they don't Thoughtseize on turn 1, we commune on our turn 1. Good. Yep. 100%. Again, turn commune into a land, and they can't get rid of it. Well, that's a lot of tap lands with Ziatoras. Nah. Play it safe. Play it safe. Again, well, it's all good creatures. We'll get them. We have Palani's in Vaultborn, which is quite nice. And we'll see how these tap lands feel. Ziatora's next turn. We have the forest, though. 2 forests. So potentially we will have... Ooh, okay. Ooh, a Vein Ripper. Oh boy. They don't have Vein Ripper in their hand. They just put a counter on the Blood Tithe Harvester. So this actually is quite nice indeed. And the Ziatora's, the extra one we have, we get to cycle it again with 2 lands. Sunken, extra efficient into that. Because we 100% don't need that Ziatora's. Vein Ripper, do it. Do it. You know you want it. Or Sheoldred. We would take out Sheoldred plus the Blood Tithe Harvester. That's also pretty good. I feel like we'll take out something. They'll play somebody. Okay. Certainly Extinction Event. Next turn, take out the Harvester plus the Goblin. Oh, is this the Vein Ripper? Oh, wow. That's a good card. Folks, oh my goodness. I wish I had something that exiled every creature and didn't get the death triggers from Vein Ripper. Exile is different from killing. Yeah. Oh my, you got it. Oh, this is what it's all about. Choose even peace. You're gonna scoop.
You have no power here.
Poof. Their hope just... They lost everything. Man. I don't know. That might be the thing. That might be the ticket. Anybody can splash for a single black. It's not that hard. Just do Extinction Event. We'll see though. That was good. That was good. Yeah, that's not too bad. The Harvester doesn't have haste, hopefully. Playing Vaultborn Tyrant next turn. Good, they don't have a Thoughtseize. Very, very nice indeed. Oh, plus a Sunken. Nah. We can make 7 this turn, 8 next turn with the other forest. We don't have to have Sunken enter here. Oh, Archdruid's Charm is going to potentially search for Ghalta. Vaultborn is going to block one of those vampires that gets Death Touch. Preacher of the Schism already has it. But whichever vampire is big, we lose Vaultborn, but we also get that copy. We could just straight up draw Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, and still kill him a little bit sooner. It is nice to take out a big creature, and yeah, almost didn't take anything. Now they could have some removal for this. Hopefully that's not the case, but ooh, Archfiend of the Dross. Kind of tempted to Extinction Event as well. Again. Would they kill us next turn? Possibly. Keep in mind, Reflection is going to copy Archfiend. I don't like that. Let me think. That's a tough one. It is. I say we go even, get rid of Archfiend, call it a day. I don't like Archfiend of the Dross. That's no fun. Play another Sunken. We weren't going to be able to do anything if we played a land that entered untapped. Yeah, untapped. Hey, we get a takeout Sorin, that feels pretty good. No Reflection, maybe just copying Preacher. It's not too bad. We're going to reach a point where I can go Archdruid's Charm and still get Ghalta. Grab Ghalta and play her in the same turn. I think I can do it next turn if my math is right. 6, 7, 8. Pretty close. We're not dead this turn, and that really is the main thing. If I get another Extinction Event, we maybe just go with that. Take out Reflection and both Preachers. That'd be pretty sweet too. Or we just get Ghalta. Oh, we just got Ghalta. We just got Ghalta. The opponent's dead. Here goes nothing. Oh, cut. How's it going? We're doing good today. Not so good for the opponents, but you joined at the perfect time. Fired up, ready to go, and ready to smoke them. I already used the thumbnail art for Extinction Event a little while ago, but yes, right in time. The good luck charm, perhaps. But I don't know. Hey, Extinction Event, if anybody was thinking, oh, how good could that be? That's how good it could be. Okay. Maybe I should just start off with Extinction Event. Well, Culling Ritual is, I think, better than Extinction Event. Culling Ritual for aggro. Culling Ritual, destroying all non-land permanents with a mana value 2 or less. Destroying all artifacts, enchantments, creatures, tokens, you name it. And you make a bunch of mana based off the number of permanents destroyed that way. Which could be nice. I sweep with my Culling Ritual and still get to play Archdruid's Charm. I could easily make 3 green mana. So it's like I double dip. Lovely stuff. But Extinction Event, exiling things, taking out really big creatures is quite... Oh my, perfect hand. Maybe it's, I think it's Azorius Control. Well, I guess it's not Azorius Control. But, man, that's good. That's very good. That should do the trick. Now, what is the opponent on? We see red, green, white, blue. Most of the colors, unfortunately. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. Gonna try for Commune, see what we get. I'm planning to go Sylvan Scrying next turn. Maybe they have a counter spell. We're gonna gain a little bit of information here. Okay, Dovin's Veto. What is this? 5-color control, 5-color... I don't know. But it's gonna have a oh, Ghalta. Oh my goodness. Well, we're gonna try for Sylvan Scrying. We're gonna look for Cavern of Souls. Okay, that's good. That's very good. Cross my fingers. I only have one copy of Cavern of Souls because I've splashed for even more black sources to play Hidetsugu, and yeah, this is it's going to be problematic. Would they tap out? Would they do something? I mean, I would like to go with Vaultborn Tyrant for sure. We'll try for Archdruid's Charm. We'll supercharge Ghalta, which can't be countered next turn. We're not doing anything, so the opponent is not doing anything. And now we have our opening window to look for good stuff. The opponent better have something really good. I like a Tyrranax Rex. Watch out. Lovely. But again, we build up, we get ahead, we get to a large amount of mana. The opponents, in this case, didn't have any lane destruction, so they weren't doing anything. They're going slow, and you can't go slow against me because then you're going to die. Now, would they have Settle the Wreckage, something like that? Well, let's try. Test the waters, see if they have something very painful in game 1 that we have to be aware of, but I feel good. I feel good. Okay. Again, we haven't won yet. They can have any number of painful things. But we'll get a bunch of stuff down. We'll do the biggest turn possible and hope to beat them. I don't really care about the Wandering Emperor. Would this draw out that settle? Perhaps. I did face off against a control opponent who they actually played multiple settles. Yeah, no, you can't exile that. Surprise, you're tapped out. They have to wait until their next turn, and they have to take their entire turn off. They're going to spend all their mana potentially, or just concede right on the spot. Or sweep, which is fine, because I might get to make a copy of Vaultborn Tyrant if that's the case. And they're down to 6, which is also quite nice indeed. Oh look, they did what I said. Now they're probably dead. They could have Leyline Binding, exiling Ghalta Stampede. Okay. Well, we'll take out Hidetsugu Consumes All, because we don't need that too much. Tranquil Throwback should be at least a little bit more helpful in this deck. Again, it seems to be an interesting mixture control-wise. But control is very nice, very easy and straightforward, and we got a beautiful hand to get the job done. That is actually a perfect pose with Teferi there. He's got his hand out. He's wondering, what the heck did I just witness? It would be witnessing a win for the opponent if I kept that hand, though. A single mountain is not going to do it. That absolutely better. Tranquil Throwback again. We brought it in because it's likely better than Hidetsugu, but that's about the only reason we brought it in. Turn 2 Sylvan Scrying off of this Stomping Ground to grab Castle Garenbrig for turn 3, which unlocks Archdruid's Charm. Well, yeah. Now we'll pay the 2 life. Why not? I'm not too worried about this deck's aggression because they don't have a lot of that. But it does seem to be 5 colors. So again, we'll have to watch out for Leyline Binding something. Ooh, Narset, you can't tap out on turn 3. Now we get to, well, Well, that's not... Oh, look at that Leyline Binding. What did I say? This is not a problem, though. We make 7 next turn, 7 on turn 4, 8 on turn 5. After we grab this lovely, lovely Sunken. We've got Cavern of Souls. The opponent might be thinking, oh my, I'm going to hold up counter spells because my opponent has not played a Cavern yet. I might get to counter them. That is not the case. Again, make them waste time, make them hold up mana because they think they're going to be able to do something against you. That's the Jawari Disruption is completely useless, mostly. Now, do we want Vaultborn? Do we want to take out Narset, Parter of the Veils? I don't know if they might just concede on the spot. It's hard to say, but we'll just get Tyrranax Rex. They're not going to be feeling good. That's for sure. Against control.
I am inevitable.
Now it's smooth sailing. Autopilot, perhaps. Ooh, that's cycling the Rafine's Tower. Maybe they search for a sweeper. I don't know. Maybe they completely tap out for the Leyline Binding. Keep in mind, even if Leyline Binding is cast for 1, they still have to pay an extra 4. If you want to temporarily exile Tyrranax Rex for 5, temporarily for 5, do that. Any day. Yeah, Vaultborn. Actually, I forgot that Vaultborn Narset stops the drawing extra cards a turn. I always forget Narset. Not super common. I don't think they're going to be too worried about Vaultborn, but they were tapped out. That would have been a much better play to instead go with Regisaur Alpha, send a 3/3 dinosaur token right towards Narset, and well, we wouldn't have been feeling quite as silly. I don't have Boseiju in the list. Just not in there. Don't feel like it. Don't feel like Boseiju potentially moving a forest out of the way. I've lost because of Boseiju and I've never really needed it, and I don't want to get the opponent ahead. And it's not like Boseiju super duper saves me, although Sylvan Scrying searching for Boseiju to take out an instant, or to at instant speed take out an artifact or enchantment or a non-basic land could be nice. You know what? We'll try Regisaur Alpha. Again, I think they might stop one of these things. Either way, we're looking to take out Narset. Sending 2 creatures towards Narset could be quite a bit better. If they only have 1 Wandering Emperor. It's okay, I know I don't draw extra cards. We're going to hope they don't have Settle the Wreckage. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. There it is. That should be okay. Excuse me, I hope. Cross your fingers they don't have Fatal Push for the token. Good. Okay, we're rolling in it. We will be. As long as they don't play another Narset. Might as well go Sylvan Scrying. Pretty straightforward right there. Grab a backup Castle Garenbrig. Just in case the opponent has a little bit of land destruction, they could with a Field of Ruin or a Demolition Field. Always nice to have another castle, but again, we're at the point where I have 8 total lands, so it doesn't matter what they take out. We're still going to be able to make that big amount of mana, which is very nice. Damping Sphere does not hurt us at this point, which is quite nice indeed. I've had some opponents bring in Damping Sphere to tax my lands that tap for multiple mana, and then they just feel pretty bad and pretty silly when it doesn't do what they hope. But Vaultborn is going to do it. Again, hopefully not another Leyline Binding. Fortunately, they don't. They had a source of white there, so we know they likely don't have it in their hand. If they have another sweeper, not the end of the world. Hopefully it's not exile-based. Ooh, that Yorion. Looking to play that. Huh. Okay, they made a Samurai. That might indicate they don't have a sweeper in their hand. I like that. I like it a lot. Ooh, we don't need another Sunken. That's no fun. Would they have another Wandering Emperor? Well, you know what? I want to wait. Wandering Emperor. They would exile Vaultborn Tyrant next turn. We would attack for 6. Maybe we would connect. I don't think the Samurai would block. But then when they play Yorion, Wandering Emperor is bounced and re-enters, and then at that point they can activate her ability to -2, as you may be about to see. Or we just lose stuff. The fact they're attacking with the Samurai makes me think they have a sweeper in their hand that they perhaps just drew. Maybe. I don't like any hit. That's not bad. Hey, as long as I get my copy, I'm fine. I like it. Something big, something good. No more. Oh, no. Oh, man. Flooded. You guys might think, if you're new here, if you're watching later on, yeah. Oh, hey, at least I got a good guy. We got a good one. Carnage Tyrant. I tapped 3 lands and I made 6 green. 2 Sunkens and 1 Castle Garenbrig. Oh, yeah, so we got a trigger. I'm feeling much better about this. We can play... Oh, we can play Palani's Hatcher. We'll do that as well. Now the question becomes, what would they have at instant speed? Or would they just concede? They must have something. Are they going to try and counter it? Because they think it can be countered. Because that border around creatures that can't be countered isn't there. It's hard to see with the extended art. So they're going through that prompt. Do you want to... Nice. They wasted the counter spell. I love it. I love it. They got 3 mana. Hey, they don't have Settle the Wreckage, so it's ruthless aggression time. Big time ruthless aggression time. Alright, alright. But yeah, it asks, are you sure you want to counter this creature? Because they can't counter the creature. You can try to counter something that can't be countered and it just fizzles, but nobody would really ever want to counter it if it does nothing. Now they did gain 3 life, which is not nothing, but I felt it was worth the aggression there. And oh, another Narset, painful. Hopefully Tyrranax Rex. If it is Tyrranax Rex, the opponent is dead, which is lovely. Kind of like Vaultborn Tyrant. Ghalta not doing a whole lot. Void Rend. Ghalta would be killed next turn, so makes no sense to play it. Wait until we have some other big stuff for Ghalta to put out. They are getting a lot of stuff, a lot of lands, a lot of spells. It could be hard to punch through and get the job done in this particular game. Just, yeah, super duper flooded. 20 lands. How she goes. Now, I'm not super worried. They still have the Void Rend. We have to keep that in mind. A white, a blue, and a black. They got the Source of White with Jet Mirrors, the blue or black with both Rafine's Towers. Yikes. Yikes. Void Rend as well can target Tyrranax Rex, and they can choose to not pay the Ward 4, which would counter Void Rend, which would counter a piece of removal, but Void Rend itself can't be countered. So if we do get a Tyrranax Rex, that would go down. Ghalta too. Pretty much has to be Carnage Tyrant. Okay. Back-to-back Ghaltas, you just never know. But again, I would never cut a single copy. I want to see Ghalta happen as much as possible. And when you play one deck, you're going to see all kinds of wacky situations. You're going to think, oh, why me? Why this? It's not a 0% chance to draw the same card back to back. It's just how it is. Is this Atraxa? This is actually quite interesting. I never would have guessed that they would be playing Transmogrify. 3 in a red, sorcery, exile a creature, and then that creature's controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal something big, because the only hit is something big. And we still have to worry about Voidrend. We'll wait and see what we get next turn. I mean, we have potentially a couple turns, but Atraxa is painful stuff. That's for sure. A lot of flying creatures. I'm bringing in Pick Your Poison, definitely. Or I could go Extinction Event. Extinction Event would do the trick. That would not. No. No. That's not happening. We're not going to be busting through anytime soon. But now we know what the game plan is. It's 5-color Yorion enchantments, 5-color Yorion Transmogrify. I think that's what I'll call it in the chapters. However, Atraxa is an odd mana value. Yorion, odd mana value. I like this. Big Poison, Tranquil Frillback, out of there. Now, does Extinction Event make a lot of sense? If the opponent has even a little bit of mana up, they're probably going to have a counter spell for this. Would Pick Your Poison make more sense? Maybe. It would make them sacrifice an early Leyline Binding, or just get rid of that Atraxa if Atraxa is the only flying creature they have, which really could be the case. They Transmogrify a little goblin, the samurai token, poof, maybe they're tapped out. We get to Pick Your Poison off, and then they lose Atraxa. And some of the removal that Atraxa grabbed really could be, well, not doing a whole lot, because they might not be able to target the creatures that I play, Tyrranax Rex or Carnage Tyrant. That'd be nice. Nope, that hand's good. Yep. Oh, excuse me. 3 sources of green. We don't have Sylvan Scrying for turn 2, so we don't have to feel bad when Ziatora's Proving Ground is our second land, and then we have the forest. And we get 3 green on turn 3, Archdruids to search for and put out Castle Garenbrig. And poof. At the very least, we're going to be, well, maybe, potentially making 6, actually 7 on turn 4. We want to wait for them to use their mana for something, anything. Fable, potentially. We just keep waiting. And we just keep waiting. See if this draws out a counter spell. Could be nice, you know. Protect the Archdruid's Charm. Oh, you can't do that. Castle Garenbrig. Oh, man, that was big. Now we can actually go Archdruid's Charm at the end of the opponent's turn coming up. Make them spend some mana, and then they could potentially be tapped out. Nah, we're doing Archdruid's Charm. And we're searching for you-know-who. We're searching for Ghalta. We're going to be able to make 8. We can't next turn, but the opponent thinks we're going to do one thing. That is Ghalta. They're getting scared. They got a counter spell ready, but we're not playing Ghalta. We're playing Carnage Tyrant. Oh, you got that counter spell ready, the removal. You're ready to get them. Oh boy, Ziatora's Proving Ground actually is quite perfect. Poof, Carnage Tyrant. Can't counter, can't target, and now all of a sudden, what do? Do you sweep next turn knowing that Ghalta could be coming after the sweeper? But you can't just take damage from Carnage Tyrant all the time. If there's an opening, if they tap out, they're dead. Which is nice. Would they have a counterspell for 2? That is the very real question. I like searching a Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls feels good. Or they counter this. Oh, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh darn. That's okay. Really, I should have forced it. The auto tapper did mess up a bit. It tapped Castle Garenbrig in a forest. Shouldn't have done that. Should have been a forest and Ziatora's play Overgrown Tomb, and then I still would have been able to make some big mana for Vaultborn. But they are getting a little desperate. They got to sweep at some point. They got to do something. They sweep for 4, they are dead. If they sweep for 5, they're definitely dead. Do it. Do it, I dare you. Oh, Narset, okay. They don't have any blue mana. They don't have a counterspell. They're dead. Oh, okay, they have blue with the treasure. Interesting. Oh, Void Rent. That's a little bit scary, but let's find out if they have that counterspell. Test the waters. Well, they could have just played Tyrranax Rex. That would have been better. Oh, they don't. Okay. Okay. Well, I think they're dead.
You have no power here.
Oh. Phew, all right. But again, lovely stuff. Even if you can make big amounts of mana, if you can make 7 or 8, just play Carnage Tyrant. Draw out a painful answer, an expensive answer. Or they think you're going to do Ghalta. They're very scared, they're prepared. And then you just do something they can't do anything about, and they wasted their turn, potentially. We'll never know if they had a counterspell or not, but that really just throws them for a loop. It plays mind games with them, and they knew we had Ghalta this whole time, and we just never played it. Carnage Tyrant just kept smacking. They must have been furious. Almost furious for sure. Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll leave it there for tonight, so hopefully everybody had a good evening, night, afternoon, morning, wherever it is, whenever it is, whatever you're doing for work. Hopefully it goes good. At least it is a little bit better. Oh, Sir Maximilian, absolutely awesome. But I have a hard time, I must say, when I can make the big amounts of mana, not playing Ghalta, but I've been through this particular scenario so often. Just play Carnage Tyrant, draw out an expensive answer, and yeah. They are. That'd just be good, do good to everybody, and things should work out. Hopefully you attract good people, but at the very least, you don't make it worse, I hope, and nothing much can come back on you. If you're, just trying to be your best, sometimes that's hard, and sometimes it's hard for dinosaurs to succeed in here as well, as some of you guys know. Oh, congratulations, Sir Maximilian. Absolutely. You want a boon? What's a boon? Is it from Jurassic Park? I'm drawing a blank. I need more cola. Cheap cola. I actually bought a bottle from Walmart. The $1 for a 2-liter. Lovely stuff. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think it's a steal. Walmart's great value brand. Lovely stuff. Oh, I forgot. And we were just talking about Boon and Beseju. Actually, maybe we go look at a couple cards. Won't get into another match, but Dr. Pepper, lovely stuff. I actually went out after my... Oh, whoa there. Maybe I should start using some of these emotes. Perhaps when the opponent casts the third Thoughtseize, if they're in black there, and I don't like that. Nobody likes that. Then I use this. Whoa there. And then I still win, because sometimes the opponent casting multiple Thoughtseizes, that might be pretty much the the main thing that they do. But yes, again, Boon of Boseiju is something to consider. 500 milliliter, too. You know what? I'm going to go get that bottle. Oh, yeah, Canadian, 350 or so. Man, that is rough stuff. Needs to sit in the fridge a little bit more to get cold, but yeah, boom. Love it, love it. It's still kind of chilly, but yeah, $1 Canadian, fantastic. I don't know, gets me up, gets me going. Something to drink, because I eat pretty healthy. Nah, that's too bad. I don't know, I'm not really picky. Sometimes I like to stick to one thing, certainly with dinosaurs, but food-wise, yeah, that's for sure. But Boon of Boseiju, we got a little bit sidetracked. If anybody has perhaps cards you want me to talk about that I haven't talked about, or maybe we can do a little bit of that right now. Yeah, okay, Boon of Boseiju. Once it shows up here. Okay. Would this help in a certain situation? Perhaps not too much, of course. That doesn't mean you can't try a thing, and it doesn't mean you wouldn't find good success with certain additions, but for the most part, I do like to look for something that would make what I'm already doing even better. Maybe help me achieve wins in some sort of way against some sort of matchup, and well, I mean, it is pretty nice. This deck features creatures with massive mana values. Chances are I can give a creature +7/+7. Excuse me, that's a very real possibility. 57. Oh my goodness. I think it is just a $sign, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is just a $sign. Nah, it's not very cold. Cold enough. I don't want to put it in the freezer, but yeah, it would probably explode. Oh. Of course, this is a recipe for disaster, pouring it right beside my computer. Yeah, definitely two in my hand, huh? Yeah, it will be on banknotes, definitely. Where do I want to put it? Somewhere I can't knock it over. I might do that. Maybe before I start work, put it in an hour or so before, make it extra chilly. Just because I work outside with construction, and even working in construction, I think about changes I can make to this deck and what might be better. But yeah, definitely the potential of making Carnage Tyrant bigger with Boon of Boseiju. Now, should Boon of Boseiju be a creature itself? There are certain creatures that double the power of your creatures. So if your creatures are already big, there is just more value from abilities like that. I gotta think about that. But again, I think I mentioned before when we talked about Boon of Boseiju, would it be better for double strike? Of course, making an egg big, that is pretty nice. And the untapping as well. I think that is a nasty surprise on some opponents. They think I'm open. They think I've been so aggressive. They think that I thought they wouldn't get the job done, but they play a creature that has haste and then they can kill me, but they can't. Because boom, all of a sudden I have a massive blocker. Xenagos, absolutely. But yes, definitely in response to blocks. It is nice, again, I must say, having things that can interact with an opponent at instant speed, such as Archdruid's Charm, which is very nice against the control opponent at the end of their turn. Hopefully they've used up a bit of mana, but if they haven't, I just go with Archdruids. See if they have the counter spell. If they do, maybe they are now tapped out. Come around to my turn and I can just do whatever I want. Maybe I have 2 Archdruids, I get the counter spell burnt on one, and potentially guarantee that the second one is going to go off and it's going to grab me that key land, Castle Garenbrig, whatever. Or I have to have Archdruids burnt on the counter spell to protect the Sylvan Scrying, which would grab Castle Garenbrig or Sunken, or whatever specific land that I'm looking to use and pop off with. But yes, absolutely. The instant speed, they think they're gonna live. Oh, yeah. Let's say they're at 10. Carnage Tyrant is hitting them for 7. Boom. The opponent throws out an oops. They're gonna get me. They say good game, which it is good game, because boom, all of a sudden, Carnage Tyrant is bigger and better and nastier. Absolutely. And again, it is something I have to look back on and think about, because this particular way of playing Dinosaurs has so many big creatures. The Boon, a Boseiju, things that double based off of power, things that care about playing costly spells. It should always be on the back of my mind. But again, I just want to hurt aggro so much. I want to feel good. I want to feel quite a bit better in game 1, and we still reasonably get the job done. It's not like Hidetsugu hurts the deck. This is kind of a flex spot, the 4 spots right here. So it could be basically anything, a little bit more lands potentially. You want to go up to 22. You want to add in some utility, some other creature, another big dinosaur, a cheaper dinosaur perhaps. Or you're going to splash something, an interesting splash, or you want something that copies your creatures too. I don't know, if we're going crazy, I would go Ghalta Primal Hunger. Really, I should, and we should be talking about Ghalta Primal Hunger, which has a mana value of 12. That's a whole lot better. Oh yeah, absolutely. I could understand that. Scorpion. And certainly there could be other ways that don't require the splash of Hidetsugu, but there isn't a whole lot like this. Simply destroying all non-land permanents, that's like the world's best life gain. If the opponent's creatures are destroyed, yeah, they're permanently stopped. If they were going to deal 9 to you the following turn, it's like you gained 9 life, and you never take damage again. Yeah. The world's best life gain is making the opponent's creatures not exist. There you go. But yes, OG Ghalta, a match made in heaven with Boon and Boseiju. 2, to give +12/+12, because even if you cast Ghalta Primal Hunger for 2 green, X is 10, but X is reduced based off the total power you have. So if you have 10 total power, Ghalta only costs 2 green, but still when you play it, has that mana value of 12. +12/+12, untapping a creature. Lovely stuff. Cease and desist. Okay, well, we could look for that. Who doesn't love 24/24 trample with Boon? Absolutely. Okay, cease and desist. Absolutely. Yeah, that's it is very interesting. I could see myself using it. 6, to destroy all artifacts and enchantments. That's really what I'm looking for. Oh, the equip. Lifelink and Death Touch. Oh, I forget that. I don't know if it's legal in Explore. Maybe it was recently released, but Death Touch, of course, is nice with Trample. Anything that does multiple things Certainly a spell like this. Cease, though, exiling up to 2 cards from a single graveyard. You know, that would help against random graveyard shenanigans. I imagine this would be a sideboard card, bringing it in for artifacts and enchantments, although that is pretty expensive. A total of 6 could be kind of rough. Definitely. I feel Culling Ritual might just be possibly better. There isn't a whole lot of expensive enchantments above a mana value of 2, I think. So if Culling Ritual, destroying all permanents, all non-land permanents with a mana value 2 or less, that would kind of cover the destroy all artifacts and enchantments, sort of. A bit. Yeah, I can't remember that as well. There are a lot of certain cards that I remember because I look over them and I play them all the time. Search up all green cards that are mythic, rare, and I go down the list just to jog my memory. Absolutely. Heading back to work. All right, Scorpion. Hopefully work goes well. Heavy rain. Oh, I hope that goes all right for you. We're going to be getting the remnants of Hurricane Barrel starting in, well, almost 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours. Tons of rain all day. Tomorrow is going to be rough. It might be a short day. Maybe, I get a surprise live stream, sort of midday, but hopefully everybody stays safe if you're in the path of this bad weather. Yeah, it's rough. I imagine it's not there in Scotland, but yes. Hopefully work goes well. Collision Colossus, yes, very, very much so, Cut. Very much so, yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, cease and desist. I also love the art. I think the art is just beautiful. I imagine this would be really good in foil, in paper. Is that enough? I can never remember how to spell Colossus. It's the double S's in the middle. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I guess that's true. It is always rainy in Scotland. Oh, that's lovely stuff. That's not much then. That's going to fly by, I hope. Oh. Well, there's not a lot of creatures flying by if I choose to use Collision Colossus. Specifically Collision. Dealing 6 damage to target creature with flying. That takes out a lot of them. Are there creatures in particular with flying that I don't like? The Slick Shot Show Off. This could be a way to get rid of it at instant speed, which is nice. Of course, they could protect it with a Blossoming Defense. Gruul Slick Shot has that potential of spending 1 green instant speed to give hexproof and +2/+2 to the Slick Shot in response to any opponent's removal. So you got to be wary if they have 1 green up. Maybe you wait until they cast Blossoming Defense. We haven't done anything. They simply want to make the Slick Shot a little bit bigger. They get a little bit greedy, and we respond to the opponent's own Blossoming Defense with a collision. So that could be nice too. And also Colossus just punching through, making somebody bigger. Of course, Bunubaseju would make my creature bigger for the same cost, a total mana value of 2. So would that be nicer? Do I like the combination potential of taking out a flying creature? I still think I would prefer Hidetsugu, definitely. But again, the splashing for black and red, I have to play with this a little bit more to see how consistent it is to reach this. But again, I could splash for anything. But yeah, Collision Colossus has been good. Definitely good with Ghalta Primal Hunger. You make 1 creature bigger +4. You increase your total power by 4 for only 2. When you make something trample, which some of the smaller dinos don't have trample, that can be very problematic, especially throwing Colossus on a Pugnacious Hammerskull. Already starts out as a 6/6, and now all of a sudden it's a 10/8 trample. Man, that's very, very scary stuff indeed. Oof. Beautiful. What other card? Oh, copying. We'll get into the potential to copy creatures, and you don't have to splash for anything crazy with a recent addition. Copy. Can't actually remember the name of it, but Molten Duplication from the Big Score, additional supplemental set from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. But this is very cheap to make a copy of something. You pay 1 in red to create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control. Gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. That is very nice indeed. Make a copy of Vaultborn and attack with it. Now, not a token. It is a token. Okay, never mind. You got to keep in mind, if you make a copy of Vaultborn, if that token copy dies, it doesn't trigger, sadly. When it dies, if it's not a token, you create a copy of it, but in this case it is a token. But making a copy of Vaultborn, nice. The token triggers itself and the Vaultborn copy, boom. Why make another Tyrranax Rex? You only have to connect. Even with a copy, the opponent gets poison counters. Would Molten Duplication be far more helpful than Hidetsugu? Not necessarily. It's not like I need a whole lot more power to do stuff. This is just more power, not helping in any situation. This sort of idea is helping in situations, quite a few. This, boom. It's not going to help me win anymore. This sort of thing will, which is nice, but it is tempting. Again, when you have creatures that are so big and powerful, if you have something that makes copies of them, that's just so much more value right there. Boom. Boom. Why would you want to copy something small when you can copy something big and deadly? Copying Carnage Tyrant, well, that is lovely as well. Yeah. It's all good though. It's all good. I think we'll leave it there for tonight. Oh, my phone is a little bit wet. That's my phone. Huh. I think I got cola underneath my phone. I'm going to have to dry that off. Okay, yeah. Start the countdown. Get your last chats in. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh, I was so worried about my phone getting the whatever underneath it. I forgot to do the explosion. Okay, here's the explosion.